Hello and welcome. I'm just going to do a quick revision of Microsoft Word. So, as you know, Microsoft Word is used for editing documents, for example, letters or large documents with pieces of text in them. This area here is called your ribbon across the top. To minimize your ribbon, you press this arrow here and it disappears. And to bring it back, you click on any button and then you pin it back, any of your tabs. Up here, each of these are called your tab. This is your Home tab, Insert tab, Draw tab, Design, Layout, References, Mailings, etc., etc. These are all tabs. Inside in all your tabs, we have this area here which is called a Groups. This here is the Clipboard group. This here is the Font group. This here is your Paragraph group, and for example, this here is your Styles group. And you see that the name of each group is on the bottom of the group. Inside your groups, you have what we call commands. So for example, this is the bold command. So if I want to apply, you can see that this piece of text is already bold. I literally just press the button to put it on and it becomes that darker type of font. Italic then, if I wanted to make a piece of text italic, I would highlight that piece of text and I would press the I, and you can see that it makes it a kind of a slanted text. To underline a piece of text, then you would highlight it again, whatever you want to underline, and click on this U here for underline. We also have other options here. We can change the type of font. So again, you need to highlight a piece of text and then change it to whatever type of font you desire. And you can see that you get a live preview in the document as you're scrolling. So I choose that text, and the size of the text can be changed here. So you see I can choose this very large size 36 and it gives it a lot of definition. If I want to move that piece of text into the center of my document, I'm going to do what we call one of our alignment functions. So here we have our left align. This button here is center align, right align, and then justify. Now, for the moment, I'm going to go to center align. To show you what justify does, because it is an important one, you know this from class, we're going to just highlight all of the text. And to see what happens, I just press the justify button. What I will expect to see is this to become nice, and this straight edge here, we should want to get a nice straight edge over here as well. So that's the justify button here. And it brings everything out nice and neat to the edge so that we have just the space of margin around, which is framing our page nicely. So that's the justify button, which is here. And to change it back to left align, I click there. And you can see that it's quite jagged at the edge compared to the justify, which is nice and neat to the edge. Now, so that's your alignment functions. If I wanted to change the style of my text, I have my style options over here, and I can choose any of those style options. The name of the style option, for example, the preview is above it and the name of it is underneath it. So this style option is called quote, and it looks like this. This style option here is intense quote, and so on. So this one here is called book title, subtitle, title, all of that. Okay, for the moment, I'm not going to apply any style. I'm just going to leave it. If we wanted to, for example, print the document, you go over here to File, and you go down to Print, and you would press Print, and that would send it then to the printer. Okay. If we wanted to put a nice page border in, I'm going to go to Design, and over here to Page Borders, and then I can apply a box border, maybe this style, choose my width, and the color as well is also an option. And I click OK. If I wanted quite an artistic border, I could change that. Go in again to Page Borders, and instead of a line, I'm going to go in and look for the name of this document is Happiness, so I'm going to look for something quite happy. So just have a little browse through it first, and then you can pick something to suit your document. So for example, I might pick these flowers here, And then again, you can change the size of them. Okay. Now I'm quite happy with my page border. If I wanted to change the color of the page, over here, go to page color, and you can set a page background color. So that changes the whole color of the background while it's on the screen. So you can just give it a nice background color there by clicking here. So again, that's in design, and then page color over here. Okay. If I wanted to put in a table into my document, so I'm just going to click on insert table. Remember, columns go down and rows go across. So depending on the size of the table you want, you select it. So this one here is 2 columns and 3 rows, and then you just type in your information that you want to see displayed. So and whatever it is that you're typing, I'm just putting in random information just as an example. So that's how you would put in a table. So you go to insert table and you decide on the size of the table, and then you just click on it and it appears in here. Okay. If you want to save your document, you're going to go to File and Save As. And then you decide on where you're going to save it. So for example, I want to save it to my own computer. I click on this PC. Give it a name and click on Save. Okie doke. If I want to change the page orientation, so page orientation is in my layout tab. So here I'm in my layout tab. Orientation is, at the moment, this page is portrait. So if I zoom out, you can see in much that's the way the page looks. And if I change my orientation to landscape, it now goes width along the landscape of the page, which is the width rather than the length. And that's in orientation and in there, portrait or landscape, which is in your layout tab. If I want to do a spell check, I'm going to go to review and I'm going to click on spellings and grammar, which is here on the left hand side. So in review, and then I can change anything that is necessary in there. So review, spelling and grammar to do that. If I want to insert a shape, so this document here is about happiness. So I'm just going to zoom back in so you can see it. And if I want to insert a shape, for example, a smiley face, I'm going to click on my Insert tab, then Shapes, and then I'm going to go down to my smiley face and I just click and draw it in. If I don't like the color, I can just simply change the color here. If I want to get help at anything at any stage during this, all I have to do is click on my help button and I can get some help in here. If I want to change the page margin, I'm going to go into layout, margins, and I'll go down to custom margins and you can set them to whatever size you want. So say I want the top to be 2 centimeters, the bottom to be 1 centimeter. So this is really going to stretch out our page. Left to 1 as well. I could change them all to 1 and you can see it, you should see a difference in it. So you should see your border moving out to the edge. Click ignore and you can see that it's really out to the edge there. So that's your page margin. The other thing I want to show you then is if you want to insert a footer, a header or footer, or a page number. So you click on insert headers here. Choose the type of header you want. I'll just go for the first one. And you could type maybe something like your name in there. And close header and footer when you're done. If you want to put in a page number, insert a page number wherever you want it to go. Bottom of the page, for example. And just pop it on. Okay? And then just close header and footer here when you're finished. And that's a quick recap of Microsoft Word.